Hey, I'm Dr. Rob Franklin, one of the founders at FullBucket, and I want to talk to you about our Puppy Probiotic. We've got a really unique product with our Puppy Probiotic. Now this is a tube of paste, and it's a probiotic that's designed for puppies that are either exposed to Parvo Virus, dealing with Parvo Virus, or they're just a puppy that's looking to avoid any risk of developing Parvo Virus or other puppy intestinal problems. Most people know that Parvo Virus is an extremely contagious virus that infects young dogs. They have to be vaccinated to be able to get protection from this, and typically we can't start vaccinating those dogs until they're about 6 weeks old. So we rely on maternal antibodies, or the antibodies that are passed through the milk and through the placenta, to provide enough antibodies to protect these puppies early on. Hopefully the mother dog has been vaccinated well against Parvo Virus, and if so, then the risk goes down for puppies. And then of course we begin vaccinating them at 6 weeks. We give them 3 to 4 immunizations against Parvo. It is such a terrible disease. It's so contagious that once it's on the premises, it's really hard to avoid other dogs from getting it. It can actually affect adult dogs as well. So it's not just puppies, but they are certainly at most risk. And unfortunately, it will kill a lot of these puppies just due to the dehydration and shock that they go into from getting it. So the signs that typically puppies get whenever they have Parvo Virus is they'll start backing away from their food, they'll start vomiting, and then they'll have some diarrhea. So anytime we see that in a young dog, we are always, as veterinarians, going to be testing for Parvo Virus. Of course, that's not the only cause of diarrhea in dogs, but it is such a lethal, contagious virus that we have to look for that immediately. Now, once we recognize it, then we have a treatment plan, and we're not going to get into how we, as veterinarians, manage Parvo Virus, but sometimes it's everything from intensive care to some at-home treatment. But one thing that we want to do is we want to support the intestinal tract of these puppies if they have it, and we want to do that with a probiotic that contains a prebiotic, and it contains enzymes to help them break down food. And actually the thing that really makes this product unique is that it has egg-derived immunoglobulins. Now that's antibodies that we derive from an egg against Parvo Virus. So how does that happen, you may say? Well, we will actually take chickens and vaccinate them against Parvo Virus. And once they're vaccinated, they do just like any animal will in response to a vaccine. They'll mount an immune response, and they'll start to make lots of antibodies, or the fancy word is immunoglobulins, against Parvo Virus. They concentrate those in the egg to help protect the developing chick if it were fertilizing. And those immunoglobulins are therefore in that egg. We'll take them, separate that out, and we put that into the paste. So with the probiotic, you're trying to provide a competitive advantage. You're trying to really have a strong microflora or balance to the intestinal tract bacteria for the puppy. Sometimes those get injured with the viruses, and so or any bacteria or any cause of a digestive disturbance, that microflora gets injured. And so we'll go in there with a probiotic, and we begin to support that and to allow the normal re-expansion, the recovery of that. The prebiotic that we use, a prebiotic is there to fertilize the microflora. So the intestinal tract has this diverse milieu of trillions of bacteria. The prebiotic is what feeds those. It feeds the good ones, and it actually acts as a decoy and helps remove the bad ones. So probiotics, prebiotics, they're going to be in there. Then we have enzymes. Again, whenever I'm recommending that my puppies that have Parvo Virus, when they go back on food, I want a very simple food, and I want it easily to be digested. So one way that we help accomplish that is provide them with enzymes to help them digest it. You don't want to have any undigested food or sit in that puppy's intestinal tract. It will sit there and rot. It will further disturb the entire lining of the intestinal tract and that microflora. So it's important that we have enzymes to help them break down the food once they start getting back on food in that recovery process. Now, we talked about the lining cells of the intestinal tract. That is where Parvo Virus really hits hard. They love to hit those lining cells and they tear it up. That's where the puppies lose all that fluid, and they get the bad diarrhea. And so we need to help those lining cells recover. And one way we do that is by actually providing the L-glutamine, which is an amino acid that feeds those lining cells. So those lining cells have to have L-glutamine to be able to replenish themselves, to be able to basically live. That's their energy source. So we put that L-glutamine right into this paste. The last thing, of course, we talked about immunizing those eggs, is getting that antibody in there. What does that antibody do in the paste for the puppy? Well, there's all this viral load, virus sitting in the intestinal tract, and the virus is replicating, expanding itself, multiplying. So what the antibody does is it actually cleaves or grabs a hold of that virus and allows the body to just discharge that out in the feces. So by loading the intestinal tract up with the antibody, you're again just trying to grab a hold of that virus and get it out so that virus can't turn around and infect another one of those intestinal lining cells. So we really have thought about this and all the things that a puppy suffers from whenever it's being attacked by Parvo virus, and we're trying to address each one of those different things through the use of probiotics, prebiotics, enzymes, the L-glutamine, and then the egg-derived immunoglobulins against parvovirus. So we're talking a lot about parvovirus, and again, I think that's where this product really is unique. It provides a serious advantage for these puppies to avoid the disease. But remember, prevention is always better than trying to play treatment on it. So prevention of a puppy is make sure that your dog is vaccinated before she whelps, and make sure that those puppies are kept away from other puppies until they've begin to get their series of vaccines that we start at 6 to 8 weeks of age. And once they've had their series, then you can take them to puppy school, but don't do that before. Keep them away from other puppies. This is a really contagious virus. Go ahead and give them the puppy probiotic. Now we'll start doing that at about 4 weeks of age, and you're just gonna give them about 2 cc's once or twice a day. Now if they're just plain prevention, then once a day is fine, but if they're actually exposed or if they're dealing with it, then we're gonna do twice a day. And we'll continue that out until they're weaned. Okay, the ones that, if you bring your puppy into our clinic and we diagnose it with parvovirus, we're going to send home this puppy probiotic for your puppy that has the parvovirus, also with its litter mates, because even though they may not be showing symptoms, they're exposed to the virus. The virus is now in the environment. So again, these antibodies, these immunoglobulins, they're going to help if that puppy consumes that virus, they're going to help bind that and get rid of it before it causes disease, and also support a really healthy intestinal tract in order to hopefully help that puppy prevent from getting it. So whether the puppy's got parvovirus, exposed to it, or we're just really wanting to make sure that we're doing the best thing we can to prevent the puppies from getting it, the puppy probiotic is one of a kind type of product. There's nothing else like it. It's shelf stable, so you can keep it at room temperature. You don't need to refrigerate this. Do keep it out of high heat situations. Keep the cap on it, away from moisture as well. The thing is that you can have this on hand if you're getting ready to whelp and have a litter of puppies. You can also order this if your puppy is, maybe its litter was exposed to parvovirus, and that way that you've got some on hand to get into your puppy, or of course your puppy is dealing with parvovirus, then this is a great product to have on hand. This product should be given until it's empty. If there's some reason that you don't like the product, you haven't seen the response that you wanted, you just don't like the color of the tube, we don't care. Our goal is to provide 100% satisfaction. So we want you to be having a great experience with FullBucket. And so if you have any reasons at all, we're happy to either replace or refund any of our products, including the puppy paste, which you can order online. You can also get free shipping online, as with all of our products. And the last thing I just wanted to mention is that this product qualifies for our 1-for-1 giving program, which is unique in the animal health care industry. We've been doing this ever since we got started. But that is, for every dose that we sell, we give a dose to a working animal in need, and that includes our working four-legged friends that are furry friends like our therapy dogs that provide so much hope and encouragement to the sick and to the lonely and the sad people that are out there in the nursing homes and hospitals and stuff, that we support those dogs to make sure they stay healthy and they can do their job, which is so important every day. So I'm Dr. Rob Franklin. This is the Puppy Probiotic. It's made by FullBucket, and thank you for listening.